Hello and welcome to another iOS development tutorial with Swift. So I'm 14 years old and I'd like to make apps as a hobby. And this is what we're going to be making today. So it's going to be a table view with numbers in it, and you can just swipe left and delete them like this. So let's get started. So the first thing we do is open up Xcode and create a new Xcode project. It's going to be a single view application, and we could just name it table view app, and let's go ahead and save it. So the first thing we're going to do is go to main.storyboard, and what I like to do is resize this into something more appealing. And since it's a table view app, we need to drag in a table view. So just type in table view down there and make sure it's in the show object library, please. And we're just gonna make this full screen. And then let's add constraints. So right here, to make sure it stays good on all screens, not just the iPhone 6 or 6s. And what we're gonna do is add a prototype cell. And so for this one, just select the cell area, and for this identifier, just do lowercase cell. And so now what we want to do is we want to control the data on this table view from the view controller. So we would like to create connections between the main.storyboard and the view controller. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to control click and drag to this yellow circle here. We're going to select data source and then do it again and select delegate. And basically the last thing we do with the main.storyboard is, so we select this two circles button to get two screens, and we're just going to control click and drag this into our view controller file. And let's go ahead and name this table view. And let's go to our view controller and make this full screen. So the first thing we're going to do is add the delegates. So UI table view delegate, and we're going to add the UI table view data source. And so basically now what we're going to do is you just have to type table view, and it's going to give you a ton of options. So the first one we're looking for is the number of rows in section. So this one. So basically all this one does is here we can say how many rows we want in our table view. So let's return something like 5 to begin with. And let's write in table view again. And cell for row at index path. This is where we actually make the cell and return it. So we have to return a UI table view cell. So the first thing we do is let cell equal UI table view cell. We can open it up, and so for the style, it has to be UI table view cell style. So that's what we're gonna type. Dot default, and like we did in the main storyboard, we're just gonna make the identifier lowercase cell. Then we have to give our cell some text. So cell.textLabel.text, and we're gonna change it and make its text something like hi. And then since we have to return the cell, let's go ahead and do return cell. So if we go ahead and run this, we should see 5 rows in the table view which say hi. So yeah, just like that. So we have 5 and they all say hi. So basically let's make it something like we had for our demo. So numbers. So for numbers, I'm just gonna make an array which is gonna contain all the data for our table view. So it's just gonna be an array with int inside it, and let's initialize it with the brackets. And inside the viewDidLoad section, let's make a for loop to add numbers to this. So for a variable I equals 1, so that means the first time the loop starts, we're going to make a variable I and we're going to set its value to 1. Next is the condition. So this loop is going to run as long as I is less than or equal to 21. And finally, the thing we do after the loop ends. So every time it ends, we're going to just increase the value of I by 1. And while we're at it, we're going to add I to our numbers array. And so basically, instead of returning 5, we have to return 21. But a better way to do this would be numbers.count. So if we modify our data here, it would adjust to it. And for this one, instead of high, we're gonna do so first we're gonna get the numbers, and this helps us. The index path value dot row tells us where exactly we are. So for this, we're just gonna do index path dot row. And since this is an integer value, since all of these are ints, and we need a string value for the text, we're just going to convert this to string by adding string and then containing the whole thing in brackets. So if we go ahead and run this, we should find 21 rows with the numbers counting up, just like that. But you can't really do anything with this or delete it. So now we're going to learn how to delete them. So for the delete one, there's another method. So we write TableView again, and we're going to find the commit editing style one. So the variable editing style tells us what style it is or what the user did to it. So we're just going to do if editing style is equal to, and the type is UI TableView cell editing style. So we're going to go ahead and write that. So editing style dot delete. So if they swipe left and delete, then we're going to execute this. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to remove the one they deleted from our numbers array. So numbers are remove at index, and to find the position where they deleted it at, we're just going to do index path dot row again. And to delete it in sort of an animated way, we're going to do TableView dot delete rows at index paths. In the index path section, we're just going to write index path because we want to delete the row they swipe left to. And with row animation, so UI TableView row animation. So we're going to write UI TableView row animation here dot automatic. So that would be the default animation for deleting. So as we can see here, we still have the same table view, but now we can actually go ahead and swipe left and delete them like this. And thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below.